Hi everyone, welcome to my channel again. Today I'm going to be talking about top 5 practical questions to ask your spouse today to ensure that your marriage is in good health and to ensure that your marriage keeps growing. My name is Olufumi Odumoagun. I am a mom, I am a homemaking coach, and I share different types of content that can change the trajectory of your home, your marriage for good. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, kindly do so now because you are in for a great ride and for growth in your home. So let's get started with what I introduced earlier. I said we'll be talking about top 5 questions to ask your spouse to improve the health of your marriage. Why are these questions important? Sometimes we assume that our marriage is doing well because the other person is not complaining, everything seems good and all. But the honest truth is, when you ask questions, you find out that sometimes your spouse has just accepted some things, or is just tired of complaining, or might just be enduring the marriage altogether. But asking questions can help to build intimacy, can help to improve your marriage health. And you know, when your marriage is good, a lot of things will be good. You'll be more productive, your children will be better off, they would thrive, things will be well. And so it is very beneficial and important to ensure that your marriage is healthy. So what is the top question that you should ask? The number one on my list is, babe or honey or whatever you call your spouse, what are you most excited about in our marriage in this season? And you know, you might have asked this before, but it is important to ask again because you know, in marriage, seasons change, things change, our schedules change. So it is important to ask this routinely every now and then. Ask your spouse, what are you most excited about in this season? Some people are raising kids, some people have babies, and you know, the love that you shared with your spouse might not just be the same way it used to be. So it is important to ask in every season, what are you most excited in this season? Ask your spouse this and hear what they will say. Hearing this can also help you to know what to improve on, to know what to keep doing, and to know how to keep gingering and spicing up your marriage. The second question to ask is, how am I doing as a wife or as a husband? And if I could improve on 2 things, what would those things be? You'll be surprised that your spouse may have things that you could improve on. And wait, this is not the time to start antagonizing your spouse or defending yourself or explaining yourself. Just listen and take notes. You might not be able to change all of these things, but take notes, absorb it in, and know how you can improve or even communicate to your spouse why those things are happening at this time. This is not the time to be angry with your spouse because they spoke up or expressed themselves. So take notes and see how you can improve, even if it's in a little way or even if it's in your words or empathy. See how you can improve. The top 3 question, or the third question that you should ask is, babe, honey, do you feel loved in this marriage? And when you're asking this, don't be so serious about it, and at the same time, don't make it look like a joke. Ask them sincerely, do you feel loved? Do you feel heard in this marriage? And how can I make you feel more loved or heard in this marriage? And you'll be surprised that your spouse may have something to say. You know, we are all different. Even if we are married or you've been married for a long time, you still remain different from your spouse, and our love languages differ as well. So your spouse might be here to remind you of things that you can do to make them feel more loved or feel more heard in the marriage. The fourth question is very important, very, very important, and it is, how can we improve on our intimacy in this season? How can we take our intimacy to the next level, basically? So sometimes sex life, intimacy, and all those things, they get affected by a lot of factors. Hectic work schedules, relocation, having kids, in fact, financial status, in that maybe you have a house that is not as big as you would like, and maybe your children are close by or always around, and all those things. So it is important to ask, in this season that we are, what little thing or what can we do to make things better? I said in this season because you have to understand your own season. There are different seasons, so your sex life might be great already, already, that does not mean you should relax. You can make it even better, and it might be not so good, and you can even make that better, even if it's a little bit. Like, you don't have to be at the peak at those moments that things are not as rosy, but you can make it better. So ask your spouse and be genuine with this. What can we even do better? Can we go on date nights? Can we take time out every month to just go out and relax or have fun or have a getaway? Just think about things that you can do that can make your intimacy better. And the fifth question is very important. This is very deep. It appeals to the emotions. You should ask your spouse, babe, honey, are you dealing with anything in this season that I can be of help to you? You know, sometimes our spouses deal with things. Sometimes we can help and sometimes we can't help. But when you ask them this thing, they should open up and speak to you, and you can think deeply on how you can fit in, how you can help them in this season. And even if you cannot help them directly, you can make life easier for them in this season. You can be more understanding, you can pray for them, and lots more. There's always something you can do to make your spouse feel better when they are dealing with one thing or the other, or when they are struggling with one thing or the other. I hope you take time out to ask your spouse these questions, and I hope that your marriage continues to thrive well again and again. I remain Olufumi Odumuagu, and I am your homemaking coach. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share this video with other couples that you know. Thank you for listening. Bye.